Hey guys, what's up? It's Adam. I was just tagged in a 6 prizes article that I will leave in the D box to a fun deck that I am tagged as the creator of. Um, I'm not 100% certain I am the only creator of the deck. I know I've seen a couple of posts of other people saying that they had come up with it. I do submit that I came up with it independently and that I was one of the first people to probably come up with this. Uh, but this is Cincinno from Next Destiny's Vileplume and Hypno. And the idea first came up. I was joking with some people, just saying, if you really want to win stakes and, you can flip that well, just run Cincinno and then Vileplume and you'll, just kind of trounce. But the deck's kind of fun. It's a little goofy. I'll leave a link in the D box to the 6 prize article I'm talking about. It's a fun 6 prize article. So I'm just going to go over the deck, kind of click on some cards, we'll talk about it, and you can already see my list, but so let's look at Cincinno. I gotta move this. Not 100% prepared for this. Okay, so Cincinno, selling point is smooth coat. If your opponent flips tails when they attack, the damage is nullified. So that's pretty good. He runs on colorless energy, which gives us some flexibility in the deck, and then his attack does 50, and it's like Leaf Wallop, where if you did it the turn before, it's twofold, so he can do 100 damage, which, isn't great, but if you're not getting damaged, 100 damage sounds pretty good. So basically the point is to use Echoed Voice a lot. Now, to increase our chances of Cincinno working, we run 2 support cards. One of those is Vileplume. He locks trainers. You're probably familiar with this card. The other card is one that you might be familiar with too. It's a card that got a lot of hype as being a Tekken Durant, but then kind of later got debunked, and it's Hypno. And his ability, Sleep Pendulum, is basically you flip a coin if heads, your opponent's asleep, and then there's a 50% chance once you hit that heads that they will be asleep during their turn. So really it's a 25% chance you're multiplying 1/2 by 1/2. So he just kind of gives you that extra, that half the time theoretically that you're going to flip tails, 25% of that time he's going to back you up. I might have actually just done my math a little bit wrong there, but the math in the 6 price article is right. It's like a 60-something, 68% chance, I think. But, so that's the basic kind of build of the deck. In terms of the other Pokemon that are run, I'm running 2 Mewtwo right now. You obviously know what this guy does. He's kind of the format right now. Just to counter Mewtwo in the early game can be a huge threat to this deck. If you look at everything that can be donked by it, Oddish, Cleffa, Cincinno's kind of hard to donk, but they can do it if they're running CMT. Drowsy, there's a ton of stuff that just gets, donked by Mewtwo DCE, can just stamp this deck. So it's nice to have that and just kind of a way to respond. And then the other card I'm running 2 of, which is kind of insane, but I really like consistent builds, and Clef has given me that consistency. I've tried around Smeargle, but Smeargle ended up making me Juniper more than I liked and stuff like that, which, you really want to conserve your resources in a Vileplume deck. So I am running 2 Cleffa. And then the last Pokemon I'm running, which is just a really nice card, is Shaman EX. Since you're not worried about getting catchered up, he's an awesome bench sitter, and in the late game, this guy is so good. So, pretty self-explanatory for the most part. In terms of supporters, I'm running 4 Collector, I'm running 4 N, and I'm specifically running 4 N because that N Shaman EX combo is so deadly in the late game. Same with if your opponent's trying to attack you with Mewtwo's. If you can just drop the Mewtwo DCE and then end them. Ending with Vileplume is really effective and just a really good asset to this deck. I'm only running 3 twins. Just from personal experience, I've had a lot of situations where twins just really didn't work for me. Just having 4, you get stuck with them in your deck or, whatever. And I want to be able to set up even if I'm not behind on prizes. And it's just kind of a preventative measure. Twins is still a fantastic card in Vileplume, but personally, I don't want to get stuck with them as much turn 1. And then also running 4 Professor Oak's New Theory. 2 Charon just as kind of conservative draw supporters to kind of contrast, and they're really consistent. They do the same thing every time. And then finally, just 1 Professor Elm's training method, just in case you're not behind, you're tied on prizes or something, and you really need to get out that Cincinno, or not that, yeah, Cincinno or the Hypno or even Vileplume if you need it. And in terms of trainers, I'm running 3 Communication and 3 Candy. Fairly standard. I'd love to put those numbers up to get the more consistent turn 2 plume, but it's hard as it is. And then energy-wise, I'm running 5 grass to power up Shaman EX, 4 DCE just to make Cincinno and Mewtwo EX as efficient as possible, and then 4 rescue energy because you're not susceptible to loss remover. No one plays Caesar. And, you know, aside from 5 grass, you don't really need, for Shaman, you don't really need them. Other things that I've been meaning to talk about. I did kind of neglect my Hypno count is relatively low. I'm thinking about boosting it up to 3-2, but the problem is that if you're laying down 2 Oddishes, and you're trying to get your Cincinnos and you have your Vileplume, you just have a lot of bench sitters, and it just gets difficult. Seeker is also a really nice option, so you could consider that. I'm still playing around with the deck. This isn't a finalized list. It's just something to kind of complement the 6 prize article that was posted. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure, you know, if you're new to this channel, if you could, you know, subscribe, like, comment, just do your thing. It'd be really nice. It helps the channel grow, and I will catch you guys later.